Hi guys, welcome to the next section, Continuous Integration. In this section, we will start with SDLC and testing types. We will then move to traditional CI servers. Finally, we will see modern CI servers. Now, we move on to the first video of this section that deals with SDLC and testing types. In this video, we're going to take a look at different phases of SDLC and different types of testing. The software development lifecycle is the diagram of our day-to-day activity as software engineers. DevOps is the role of the IT activity that covers the full lifecycle of a software component, from the inspection to the releases and further maintenance. Having someone on the team with exposure to all the aspects of the software so that problems can be solved quickly without involving people from different teams in the majority of the cases. Let's take a look at how the software development lifecycle works. Let's take a brief look at the objectives of every step in a top-to-bottom approach. Requirement analysis is where we're going to encounter the majority of the problems. We need to find a common language between people outside of IT and people in IT. It often leads to different problems around terminology and even business flows being captured incorrectly. The next phase is design. In this phase, we're going to design our flows in a language that the IT crowd can understand straight away, so they'll be able to code efficiently. This phase overlaps with the requirement analysis, and that is desirable as diagrams are the perfect middle language that we're looking for. After that, we have the development phase. As the name suggests, this is where the software is built. This is what developers do well. It builds technical artifacts that work and work well according to a potentially flawed specification. This is where we need to be clever. No matter what we do, our software is going to be imperfect, and we need to plan accordingly. When we're working in agile environments, deliver early and deliver often is the mantra followed to minimize the impact of a wrong specification. The stakeholders can test the product before the problem is too big to be tackled. I also believe that involving the stakeholders early enough is a good strategy. But it is not a silver bullet, so no matter what we do, our software has to be modular so we can plug and play modules in order to accommodate new requirements. The next phase is testing. This is where continuous integration lives. Our continuous integration server will run the testing for us when appropriated and inform us about the potential problems in our application as quickly as possible. Depending on the complexity of our software, testing can be very extensive in this phase. But in general, the continuous integration server focuses on running integration and acceptance. Next, we have the release phase. In this phase, we deliver the software to what we call production. People start using the software, and no matter how much effort we put in the previous phases, there will be bugs, and that is the reason why we planned our software to be able to fix the problems quickly. In the release phase, we can create something called as continuous delivery pipelines. It enables the developers to execute the build, test, deploy cycle very quickly. The last stage is maintenance. There are two types of maintenance, evolutive and corrective. Evolutive maintenance is where we evolve our software by adding new functionalities or improving business flows to suit the business needs. Corrective maintenance is the one where we fix bugs and misconceptions. We want to minimize the latter, but we cannot totally avoid it. Now we move on to the other part of the video, testing types. Let's see the different types of tests. The first test is the unit tests. What we call white box tests are what mock the dependencies and test the business flow of a particular piece of code. Integration tests is our next test type. These are designed to test the integration between different components of an application, and they do not test the business logic extensively. Sometimes, when the software is not very complex, the integration tests are used as unit tests. Another test is the acceptance tests. They are designed to test business assumptions. These are usually built on the principle of what we know as user stories, describing situations with the style of being given an assumption. Every test has a different objective, and they work well together. This is what I call the pyramid of testing, and there are years of experience behind it. Your software should have a whole bunch of unit testing, fewer integration tests, and some acceptance tests. This ensures that the majority of your business logic is covered by the unit tests, and the integration and acceptance tests are used for more specific functions. Also, the integration and acceptance tests are usually more expensive, so minimizing its usage is usually something that's recommended. In this video, we've looked at software development lifecycle and testing types.